Oh, am I live? Is this working? We are going to find out because I'm using OBS this time. I've used OBS in the past, but not sure if I'm doing this right. I am like a streaming noob. It's kind of embarrassing. Um, let's see here. Let me get to. Let's see if I am actually. Oh, I am. I am live. Okay. So, anyways, this is totally impromptu. I should have probably given it maybe like a day's notice or at least a couple hours notice, but my day has been nuts. I have had 5 shoots today on a Monday, right before Christmas, not expecting it. But if anybody does pop into this chat, let me know if my audio and video are syncing. I'm using the Canon C80 as a webcam. Yes, that's a major overkill. I know, I understand. And then I have my mic separated. So, and I'm using OBS. I don't know. People pay for services. Maybe I will down the line. I'll use that. But yeah. Anyways. Oh, there's crap echoing. Thanks. Did that fix it? I think I realized what I did. Firmware adds echo. Yes. Did that fix it? I'm actually going to mute that. It's my LG TV mic. Yes. Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, and you know what? Last time I did a stream, gosh, I hate those echoes. Last time I did a stream, I wasn't able to show the chat. I wonder if there's a way to do that. Oh man, I am such a noob. It's for the replay. We'll see what I could do. I'm going to get better at this. I am good at editing. I am good at shooting. I am horrible at live streaming. Echo gate, open gate. Yeah, isn't it? Crud. I hope, let's see. I've never done this through OBS before. So I'm trying to figure out, it might be easier for me to just go and look at where we're at, just going on there. 12 awesome people are watching me right now. That's pretty cool. So I'll just give it a few more seconds anyways before I go into my rant. I don't know how long this stream is going to last because I did make some notes. I have a huge rant going. I love Canon. I am not going to leave Canon. They are my friend. That gives me a black eye, and then I just tell everybody I fell down the stairs because I'm very codependent on them. They're so good to me most of the time, and the other time they didn't mean to hit me, but they did. But I probably deserved it. So, but this is me going to like my best friend down the street and being like, "I'm so mad, I'm gonna leave him, but I love him." And you can't talk me out of it. So we're going to talk about that. Let's see here. Yes, the echo is gone. Good. Buy the R6 III and do the comparison. We cannot wait for Josh. Really? Didn't Josh do a comparison? I thought he did. Huh. I thought he did a comparison. Who did? I felt like I've watched a comparison recently. Oh, I'm really bad with names. The Italian guy from Canada. You know who I'm talking about. Does a lot of shorts. Why am I feel like I'm insulting this person by not knowing their name. I feel like a jerk. I'm going to go look it up now. Let's see here. YouTube. Because I like to give people credit where credit is due, because I felt like he did an IBIS video today. It is, I should go into, Anthony. Oh, I'm horrible at saying last names. Gugliotta. I'm sorry, but Anthony's pretty cool. He's a Canon guy, so he did an IBIS test before between the two, which is all right as a film guy. I don't care for the IBIS, only for photography, not for video. So it's not anything I'm really excited about. Kofi, yes, he did do one. I did watch Kofi's. Canon C80 rear dial still not usable? Or, oh, you're asking me? It's, I'm like going to grab nothing because it's actually looking at me right now. The rear dial works for me. It's just kind of weird. Like it just seems loose. I don't know if I just got like a defected one or not. All right. So I think, yeah, like, can you assign exposure settings? Oh, yeah, I don't know. I keep tweaking my programmable buttons on my C80. Oh, and my C50. And by the way, I don't know, can you tell what this is? Is it going to focus? It's looking at my face. That's right. Jared bought his first anamorphic lens. Uh-oh, shoot. That's the battered, wife syndrome. Like I just bought you're mean to me, but I'm going to go buy a lens to put it on the finger. Yeah, so I got the Suri. They did not give it to me. I tried. I try to shill sometimes, and I'm just not big enough, I guess, to shill, or I'm just not known enough. But no, I paid for it. But there's a great deal. I should leave that link. I'll update this for the repeat stream or whatever. But $500. I think it usually is $1,000, and that's the 50 millimeter. I did just order the 75 millimeter for another $500. But I did sell lenses, and yes, I will spoil this right now before I go into my Canon rant. I ended up selling my 18 to 35 Sigma 1.8 because I just didn't use it a whole lot. I thought I was going to use it a lot more, and because of the ND adapter. And so I thought, oh, this will be great for my non-C80 cameras that don't have internal ND. But I didn't, so I sold it. And then I returned the 45 1.2. It was a cool lens, but I have the 1.4, better bokeh, faster imaging, and I would not use the 1.2. If the two were in front of me and I'm at a professional shoot, I'm obviously going to use the 1.4, so there's no reason for me to use the 1.2. It was hard. That was the first time I ever returned anything at Camera Corner. By the way, that is my store of choice here. If your store of choice is B&H, use B&H. If it is, whatever is near you. I actually use B&H. I use Amazon. I use them all. But if I can support my local store, I will. I'm just looking to see if here's some dynamic range. Oh yeah, the R6 III versus C50. I don't know. My guess is for the dynamic range between the two, if I had to guess, because there is a dynamic range change between the R5C and the R5 because of the tweak in firmware. And so I think that although it's the same sensor, it is probably tweaked for better dynamic range on the C50. That would be my guess. If Canon wants to give me an R6 III to borrow and review, and then I'll return it in 2 weeks, yeah, that'd be great. I don't need to buy one though, because I have an R5 II and the C50. It'd be too redundant. I just wanted one redundancy option. So, are you guys ready? Are you ready for my rant? I don't think, 20 people ready for my rant. I don't even know where to start. I've been kind of pissed off since, can I say that? I don't say that pissed off word that often, but I am. I'm pissed off. I was actually not that excited about that firmware update that was dropped last week. And I used ChatGPT to warn me, like, hey, scan this site every morning and tell me when, the firmware is going to be dropped. And so it let me know, hey, it's been dropped, Jared, because, ChatGPT is my friend, he calls me by my first name. And I was like, sweet. And then I'm reading everything and I'm like, awesome. We finally have View Assist in for the C80 and the C400 for those of you that have that, and the R5C, I believe. We have View Assist in previewing. So before I would show a client everything and they'd be like, well, why is it grayed out? And I'm like, it's not color corrected. That's the way it looks. And, it's going to look better when I send it to you, but, they don't have an imagination. They can't see what it's going to look like. So now I can actually show them in playback that, hey, this is what it looks like with the Rec 709, on it. Looks good, doesn't it? So I was happy about that. Much needed. That was about it. That was, I don't know. That was the only thing that was exciting, and that should have been in the cameras a long time ago. I'm not sure why they were just added in. And then the rest just kind of ticked me off. So this is what the C50 has and what the C50 doesn't have. So the C50, we all know, has OpenGate. It's been the whole OpenGate drama. And it offers so much more than like the C80, which is a lot more expensive. So not only does it open the gates, it has OpenGate. It allows you to shoot in log or a Rec 709 standard preset if you wanted to, right there baked in, or in RAW, which is really nice. Such as no OpenGate. Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah, it is really annoying. Sorry if you're not seeing the questions or the comments. It's yeah, I'm glad you caught me live too. Such as no OpenGate on the R5C and C70. Yeah, I guess the C70 technically has OpenGate because that is the shape of the sensor, right? But yeah, it's not a 3x2 sensor. So we get all those formats and it's amazing. And the C50 is substantially a lot less than the C50. And so you would think the C50 is offering OpenGate and they're offering all these formats in 7K that you think in 6K. Oh, by the way, if you're not familiar with the C50 recording, I can take out the CF Express Type B card and I can do OpenGate 6K RAW on the SD card. So there's no excuses for the C80. So now go to the C80. The only way you can do 6K is if you actually shoot it in RAW. That's it. You don't even get C-Log. And you don't get C-Log in doing 7K just on the sensor by a 16:9 sensor or DCI sensor. You're not able to do that in that crop. But that should be fixed too. We should be able, if it is a 6K or a 7K sensor, we should be able to shoot specifically in those formats. I mean, the R5 II allows you to do it, so I don't understand why the C80 and the C50 doesn't do it. So the C50 doesn't have the playback preview, the View Assist. That is the weirdest thing to me because now they do have OpenGate, right? It came with OpenGate, and now I bought, which is going to tell you this is going to be a fun series of videos. It's not going to be just one video, but I'm going to do multiple videos because I wanted to open the gate and show people why OpenGate, not only for cropping in post is great, but I've never shot anamorphic in my entire life. I've never had the opportunity to, in the sense that it just didn't make financial sense. Because when I wanted to get into it, the cheapest thing was like $15,000, $20,000, or you buy pieces of an old projector and you put them together, and I wasn't going to do that. But this CRA 1.6 times anamorphic for full frame, this is a 50 millimeter, was $500, $499. And usually $1,000. And I think when it was released, it was like, I don't know, $1,200 to $1,500. So if you can find this right now on Amazon, it is ridiculous. It takes some getting used to. But if you're putting this on the OpenGate, you're getting a lot more of that top than you are if you're putting it on a 16:9 framing or even the DCI framing, right? So that's great. But guess what? I cannot do view assist when I'm playing back. So I can look at the de-squeezed version in playback, which is great because you can show clients what it looks like de-squeezed and not weird and elongated. But I can't even show them what the colors look like in this. But then I've got the C80 looking at me right now, and if I were to do that in there, I'm losing the height because I have view preview, or whatever you call it, the view assist preview in the playback, but I don't have open gate to get the height when squeezing, so I'm losing some frames, and then I have to crop in some more. That has been the weirdest thing. It's like they are cripple hammering us on different camera sets. Like they're afraid of giving us both of these. They're like, hey, one of them, we're going to give you something awesome on this low end, but hold it off on this higher end. We're going to give the C400 everything. It's like if you could take the C50 and the C80 and make a baby with it. I don't know. They're just two different tools too, because you've got other features on the C80 that are so much better, like internal NDs. The ergonomics is a lot easier to use, especially rigging up. I have put this on a gimbal and it is awesome with the C50. So there's different purposes. I don't know why they would cripple it. So I'm hoping that somebody from Canon is actually watching this, even in the, the rerun, the syndication version of this video. And honestly, the more any of you chime in, and I know first world problems, but the reason Canon has given us OpenGate and the reason Canon has given us certain qualities that we didn't used to have in their cameras is because we all complained about it. And if we don't complain, then they'll just keep punching us in the face and I'll have to keep saying I fell down the stairs. But now I got to stand up for myself and say I did not fall down the stairs, So more comments that you leave, the more things you say, the better. But yeah, okay. So I don't have the R5C. I see you do. And yes, the R5C should have OpenGate, in my opinion. It should have that option. And it lacks specific things that the C50 physically has and the C80 has. So it's not like it's taking over that whole industry. If anything, you're going to get more people jumping from Sony and from other platforms to go because you're offering that. And honestly, I've had this argument before. Canon, to me, is not really holding any professionals back by not opening their mount, because if you're a professional, you're probably buying an RF anyways, or you're easing into it with EF glass. So it really doesn't matter at that point. I'm just going to read the comments. Let's see here. Wish you were closer. I'd love to let you borrow my Morale and my, and anamorphic Blazar. I heard they're good. They're probably more expensive, though, than my $500 Seer A. By the way, Seer A, I just ordered the 75 millimeter too, because I don't know how long that deal is going to go on. And I was pretty impressed by the 50. So I figured for $500, I could probably get clients to want to utilize that anamorphic look for specific projects or specific shots in the project. So, and I sold lenses that I wasn't using. So I felt like I was justified in my own buying head to pick this up. But I'm impressed. I would love to put it on my C80 though. I can put it on my C80. I can de-squeeze it, but I'm still losing that height because I can't do OpenGate on the C80 like I can on the C50. So it's like, but I can't preview in Rec 709 in playback to show clients on the C50, but I can do it on the C80. It's like, here, let's put these two special children together and let them go play together. I don't know. It's just really bizarre. Oh, that's what you meant to say, Mophage. I'm not familiar. I'm so new to this anamorphic realm. And by the way, I feel like I've been degrading in a good way my images to get more of a organic look, instead of such a clinical look. But yeah, I don't I don't even know what else to rant about because I've just been like, okay, maybe they've been in the works with this and they made a mistake, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna release another one, and we've been expecting an R52 release for the rumor was for the longest time, and obviously don't believe rumors, but we were supposed to get 60 p oversampled on the R52, and that never happened either. So. And it's not their fault. They didn't promise that. It was just those rumors, and then you start to believe the rumors. But when Canon promises specific things to specific cameras that are sub level of other ones, you expect, okay, well, it's only logical for them to bring it into their other ones since the C400 and the C80 were released at the exact same time. You think they would both give them open gate. It's not like one is cannibalizing the other. So that's my rant. Yeah, it is crazy that there's no C80 in the playback. There was a firmware update for the R52 last week. What did it do? That's funny. I'm going to look to see if I can find it real quick. I'll tell you in a second. I'm on their website. Support firmware, and it came out on the 20th. So what are we on the 22nd? 2 days. Did I download this one? Now I'm starting to second guess. I'm pretty sure I downloaded this one. All right. So I am reading it right now, verbatim. I wish I knew how to screen shoot things, or I'm horrible at live stream for those of you that are just getting in right now. Firmware version 1.2.0 that was released. That was November 20th. What am I talking about? Wait, when was the last? Okay, yeah, we got nothing. That was a nothing one. I'm sorry, wasting your time. It's like I had more information. No, it was like little bug fixes, I think. Let me just skim it. Multi-remote. Oh. Okay, so for streaming, you can do multi-remote. Got rid of the error 70 notification on displays. Yeah, it was cards from being formatted. Yeah, it's a lot of bug fixes. So nothing big at all. That's it. I mean, this was an impromptu. I could have made a video on this, but I was like, I'm fuming. I'm going to go live stream. And that way, any of you want to rant as well on here, then maybe Canon will actually watch this. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, leave me some comments because I don't know. I got nothing. But I guess while I've got you, might as well not waste all of our time on my rant. I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos on the anamorphic lenses in the sense of like, are they worth it? I'll tell you another thing I purchased in just a minute, but I am going to be comparing it with medium format because I have the Canon'S speed booster focal reducer for my Mamiya medium format lenses, all manual focus, but a 45 millimeter Mamiya lens with the speed booster, and then compared to this anamorphic lens, this 50 millimeter 1.6, the field of view is going to be very similar, around 31 millimeters on the width. Height, it's just the same. It's a 50 millimeter, but the height on the Mamiya because it's the medium format speed booster focal reducer, it actually would be like the 31 millimeter. So actually the medium format, you are getting the width and the height. You're not getting the stretch with the bokeh and everything, the tone. But it's going to be different, and I kind of want to do a comparison because you invest in that Kippen speed booster for about $500 to $800, depending on which version you get, and then you can buy Mamiya glass for a couple $100. you know, used, they're pretty good. Um, so you got to wonder, is it worth doing that? You get a nice, you get the compression and the focal compression of a 45 on the Mamiya, but the width and height of a 31 millimeter. Or you get this anamorphic look that does, I don't know, starting to, I like it. I wish there was more height to it. I guess if you had a micro 4/3 and you had a 2x crop, it would look really awesome. But I think for what it is, it's light too. So on a gimbal, this thing is just light. So a minute has gone by, more than a minute. I was going to tell you what else I bought. So it's the end of the year Jared purchases where I'm like, maybe I can write a few things off. And I sold a few things, and I got a pile of stuff right over here in my office that I'm getting rid of, gimbals and stuff. And so I just don't use them all, and I just need to get rid of them, make room. So I ended up getting, let's see if I can look it up. It is not the DJI LiDAR focus, but it is a different version of that. That's like $300. And it's funny because now I can't even think of who the company is. It's me surfing the internet and like looking. Oh gosh. Isn't that funny? I don't even know what I just bought. Oh, PD Movie. That's right. I had to look it up. Okay. So PD Movie, never heard of them before, but they have the Live Air 4. So obviously there was a Live Air 3 before that, Live Air 2, but they have, I don't know if it's like an early bird special. If you're in the US or Canada, I believe they ship a lot faster. So I hopefully will get it sooner than later. And it was $289, and that was it. Like, I didn't have tax or anything. I was just paid $289. Will I have tariff fees? I don't know. Maybe they'll come in and be like, we'll give it to you, but you got to pay these fees because they're coming in from China. But $289, it's a motor. It can attach to rods, or it can go directly, I guess, on top. It's new to me, but I want to try shooting with my manual lenses. So the Mamiya lenses, I'm going to put some focus pull rings on them, or whatever you call them. Again, new to this. I'm an autofocus kind of guy. I'm skipping around. I got the DJI LiDAR Focus Pro with the gimbal for my anamorphic lenses. How do you like it? Is it good? Does it work really well if you move near the edges of the frame? Does it still catch you? I'm curious. It also wasn't cheap though, right? Wasn't it like close to $1,000? I mean, with everything, I think it's well over 1,000 for the DJI, and this one was like under 300. But then you can add a few things and maybe another $100 or so. But relatively, for a guy that just wants to see if it works, I feel like this was the cheaper route for me to go. I guess. I mean, maybe I could have done it for my RS4 Pro. Using the DJI ecosystem, gimbal, LiDAR, wireless, production monitoring, etc. Okay, so maybe I should have researched that too. Because the last I saw, isn't that like $800 for the DJI one? And then if you wanted everything to be solo, isn't it? Well, maybe it's the focus puller and everything. I think everything was like $1,800. And for me to experiment to see if I really want to use it, that's pretty expensive. Under $300 was a good route to go for me. So we'll see. I filmed an anamorphic documentary across the East Coast and Midwest 2025 during the, I'm sorry, I'm going back to your other question. Travel we did. Super excited to enter post-production phase. Yes. Yeah. You can tell I have ADD because I read these out of order. Filming is fun. Shooting is fun. I love like going on location and doing the shots and knowing that these are great shots, but I get more excited. Same with YouTube. I get more excited to put the footage into DaVinci Resolve, and then just one of the first things I do is color grade, because then I'm like, okay, that's what I like. That looks good. And now I can start putting the clips together. and the storytelling is nice. All right, you said, oh, the LiDAR works great, has a greater focus range edge to edge than my camera, but depends on sensor mounting location. Yeah, I bet it does. I think a lot of those LiDAR systems say it's best if it's mounted on top of the lens and not on the side. It'll be interesting because if I can focus pull these anamorphics and then I could do more tutorial type demonstration videos with these when I'm out and about, that'd be kind of cool. And then showing off the Mamiya ones too. It's our way to use third-party autofocus for Canon, right? We got to use third-party LiDAR motors. That's how it operates here. Again, it's like we fell down the stairs. Everything's going to be okay. She loves me. It's okay because I love RF glass, and it is the superior way to go if you are a Canon user. I did want to ask a few questions for those of you that are in the chat. I'm using OBS. I have used OBS in the past for certain things, not for live streams a whole lot, more like screenshots and tutorial screenshot videos. And just want to make sure, how's the video look? I have it connected directly to my C80. If you're interested in the lens that I'm using, it's the 15-35 2.8, and I believe I am probably around 35 millimeters on that one at the 2.8. Yeah, just checking in audio. Is it syncing? Because it's not directly connected into my C80. So if you want to make a comment and let me know how this looks, even if it's in post. This is my water. But you guys tell me, I want to know your complaints too. So tell me what your complaints are on Canon, because then I'll say if they're valid or not, because my vote's more credible than yours. Just kidding, it's not. But I would like to know these because there's things that I haven't even tested yet. So I don't know all the issues. Because maybe that's not part of my workflow and it's part of your workflow. And if that's the case, then we can let Canon know those issues. Good. Awesome. Thanks. So visuals are outstanding. Good. Sorry, I was going to take a sip. I don't know why I'm that guy that lingers, like I'm advertising water. Purchase from your local store, lakefront area. Yeah, hopefully I wasn't a loud gulper there. Same here. I'm a DJI fan as well. Focus Pro with the RS4 Mini Intelligent Tracker. I got the Intelligent Tracker. I like it. It's good. It's really good. Module 2 of each with my R8s. And Jared fan as well. Oh, thank you. Graveyards. They're dead quiet. I am just a dad. It's a dad joke. How long have you been using the MKH 416? I love it. I think I've owned it for, oh boy, I don't even know. Maybe 4 years. It's been a while. It's great. A lot of people with the MKH 416 will complain because it has to be very precise in where you are in this. And, you know, I have it, obviously I'm using the Shure right now, but, the MKH 416, I usually have it. It's going to look weird when I do this. Don't take it the wrong way, but it's usually like at an angle right here, you know, but above me, but we're out of frame so you can see. Should have had this in open gate, right? So it's usually at an angle right there. And I don't know degrees. What is that? 40 degrees. So it's a little bit above me and then down and right. I don't change the EQ. The EQ sounds great. The only thing I change is in DaVinci Resolve, I will go into, what is it? Like the AI voice, noise reducer, and I put it at about 40%. And that's it. That's all I do. And people are like, well, it's great. And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't soundproofed or sound, what do you call it? Sound something. Sound. It feels like a Friday. Sound treated. That's what I was trying to say. So I got it out. Thanks for sticking with me. If this was like a recorded video, that would have been bleeped. I would have just cut that. But I worked through it with you guys. You helped me. Thanks. Let's see. Hello. How are you doing? Gosh, it's really weird. I'm looking at the chats through OBS, and I don't know. There's got to be a way to share these. Engage with your audience. What does that mean? Maybe I should use you guys as a crowdsourcing and helping me with live streams. Used it for a couple of years. Love it. Yeah, it's great. And outside, I heard it's amazing. Where there's the, is it the MKH50 is the small little one. And a lot of people use those in their studio. Josh Satin, I think, uses it in his studio. And I heard they're good, but they're not great for outdoors, where I feel like the MKH416, you can utilize it pretty much everywhere as long as you know how to use it and set it up and, you know, do any kind of EQing that you need to do in post. C50 is yours. Yes. The C50 is mine, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, the C50 is mine. I purchased it. And then I do have, I was mentioning, if you weren't in the chat before, in the stream, I have the 50 millimeter C-Ray 1.6 anamorphic for full frame. And I did purchase that on my own. There's a deal going on. I should have the link. I could totally get you to use my affiliate links if that was the case. But it is only $500 right now. Usually $1,000-ish, $1,200. I think when they first came out, like 2 years ago, they were around $1,200 to $1,500, and they were $1,000. And then recently I don't know if it's a Christmas sale or whatever, but they are down to $499. And I was like, you know what? Selling a couple lenses, I'll pick that one up, and then I will pick up the 75. So the 75 comes Wednesday, my little Christmas Eve present. And I think I'll like the 75. I like the 50. I'm still going to do some comparisons with it. So that should be good. Let's see here. I'm going to yeah. What else? I don't know. I cleaned my office and then I dirtied it up again, but my office closet is the cleanest I've ever seen it. I put an IKEA like cabinet type thing. I'd show you, but I'd have to kill you. I'm just kidding. I can't really unmount this and bring it in there, but that's my closet. I come in and out of the closet on a regular basis. Take it how you want, but that's where my lenses and my cameras and my drones are. Yeah. Oh, people have been asking that, you know, what drone I've been using, and it is the Mavic 4 Pro. You know, I got it before China doesn't let us have these things, and the US doesn't let us have these things anymore. But I have the Mavic 4 Pro. And if anything that the Mavic 2, the Mavic 3, the Mavic 4 over the years has taught me is that Micro Four Thirds is actually pretty awesome. A guy who like raves about, I gotta have full frame. I'm like, man, that image of Micro Four Thirds on a drone looks so good. I mean, that footage is beautiful. It makes me think, holy crap, wouldn't it be funny if I just bought a GH7? I would laugh so hard. I'd be like, we're comparing the C50 with the GH7 today, boys and girls. And you'd be like, I'm unsubscribing to you. Or you're like, well, this is a weird freak show. Let's watch it. Yeah. Let's see. Streamline has OBS open source app that can overlay chat on your, yes, somebody told me that, meaning I Googled it, and then somebody in the Google, you know, do I sound old when I say I Googled it? I'm a big boy. Yeah, I need to know how to do that. It's for the next one. I'm going to progressively get better. Last time I used my MacBook webcam, I didn't know how to attach my C80. I don't do live streams. I'm more of an editor. I'll get better. I'm progressing. By the way, do you guys, I mean, like this stream if you like me doing live streams? Hit the like button um, because it's becoming easier for me to just have this set up and I can just go in and have these conversations with you, answer any questions that you might have because I make these videos and they're for me, honestly. You just like what I like, so that all works out. But if you have specific requests, fun to chat. Why I buy the C50, I'll use your affiliate links. Thank you. Are you going to buy the C50? Because I know you have the R5C. That's C50 is pretty cool. I like it. I hope that there's some firmware updates, you know, like we could do preview assist, you know, when we're watching playback. I don't know why it's on the C80 and C400 and R5C, I believe, but it's not on the C50. It doesn't make sense. It's got to be an update soon. All right. I'm going to butcher Jakerts 867. They haven't arrived in Mexico yet. I'm still waiting for mine. What do you think of the 28 to 72.8? I've heard great things about it. I'm not given things. Canon doesn't send me things as of right now. Canon, huh? They don't give me, and Canon doesn't give people things. They loan them out and then you give them back for review. But Canon, B&H, I have not received anything at this point. Maybe in the future, if I grow, that'll happen. But I can't necessarily justify just purchasing stuff for review. And then I feel like kind of a jerk to return. I had every intention to keep the 45 1.2, but after utilizing it and then comparing it to my 50 1.4, it just didn't make any sense to have both of them. It was just, I shouldn't spend the money just because I had the money. And so I returned it and then bought an anamorphic lens instead. But I heard the 28 to 70 is actually really good. James Reeder has done a lot of videos on it, I feel, and it's been pretty good from what I have seen. If you aren't doing full-time professional work, and even if you are, you can make any lens work. It's just a tool. It's just like, how can you utilize it for the best use? Oh yeah, just hit it. Sorry, forgot. Hit the like. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've been wanting the C50 and the C80 one day soon. Yes, and both are great, and I love it. And it's not part of the title. I wasn't going to say this, but I think I've been thinking about this for the last week and a half. My gas is pretty much subsided. It is complete with cameras, not with lenses. I think lenses are a different story, but my gas is complete. I don't have gear acquisition syndrome going on. I feel like the C80, the C50, the R5 II, they are like the perfect. I'm going to make a video about that. They are like the perfect combination. There's nothing more I need. I don't even need more lenses. It's kind of boring. I think what I'm going to be doing in 2026 is going to be practice and showing you what I'm doing. So kind of what I've been doing in the last couple of videos is I've been going on location or I've been doing a shoot and just showing you where I'm at, showing you the area, and then talking about the camera that I'm shooting on and the lens and the grading. And if anything, I want that to encourage all of you, because then you're like, well, I got that lens. Well, I got that camera. Oh, I can make it look that way. Oh, I got a drone. I could do that. And I think that's what people on YouTube really lack. They always want to talk about gear all the time, and I'm guilty of that. But we got to just start making art. And I do it every day. I do this as a full-time job. I'm a real estate photographer, videographer. I am in, 800 to 1,000 homes a year. This year was crazy, so I'm probably around that 1,000 mark. And so I don't show you everything I do. I'm practicing it, but I think I need to show you to encourage you of what these cameras, what these tools can do, and it gets you motivated to go out there. So that's kind of been what I've been hoping to do for 2026. Less talking about the gear. I will talk about the gear, but more talking about how I utilize the gear instead, if that makes sense. And I think that's going to be more, it would be more attractive to me if I were watching somebody on YouTube. And I think then I will do that for you. That is my job, is to help you all out, encourage you. It's all about nerding out. I love cameras. I love photography. I love video. And my wife hates it. So I can't be like, hey, honey, did you see the new camera that got released? And she's like, wah, wah, wah. She doesn't care. Just like, when I have to go to TJ Maxx and walk around with her in the bra section, it's awkward. She doesn't like it. I don't like it. It's weird. Let's see here. Let me get back to a few questions. Yeah, gas is real. Hello from Norway. Hello. Good to see ya. Yes. Northeast Wisconsin, a lot of Norwegian folk here. I'm going to say it wrong maybe, but we love our saunas. Yeah. Mostly where my wife is from, Marquette, Michigan. The saunas are really nice. You go in one and then you jump in the lake. That was the thing, but a lot of Swedes up there. I probably just made that sound bad because you're from Norway. Or is it kind of like Canada and the US? You fight with each other? I don't know, but how's the real estate market been up to? That is a good question. Gosh, that's a whole, I think I've mentioned this before. That's a different video right there. The real estate market is taken a hard turn. And in the Midwest here, we are more protected than most people. So East Coast, West Coast, they get hit hard. Florida's got hit really hard. But I would say about the week before Labor Day weekend, I had a listing and it finally sold like 3 weeks ago. That's how slow this market just became all of a sudden. And so it's swapping. So more listings hitting, less buyers. If it wasn't for the thing that happened in 2020 and 2021, and all the people that wanted to move into areas because of they wanted freedom, and they didn't want to, if they didn't make that emotional decision in moving, I think we'd been in a normal market right now. But there's no way in 4 to 5 years, the housing market went up over 100%. That's not normal. That takes like 30, 40 years to go up 100%. To do that in 4 years is a fabricated ultra inflation. That will it go this way? Probably not. It will stop, and it will stop hard. And it will go this way for certain markets. Florida, it's gone this way. California will probably go this way. Probably New York will probably go this way. Midwest. I don't know what the rest of the other countries are like, but I think we're going to just see a hard halt, and things aren't going to move as fast as they have been. Buyers have been a lot more pickier. Let's see here. I have a pair of R6 Mark IIs for photography and not much of a video person. What do you think of those bodies for video? Yeah, they're good. I loved my R6 too. And the only reason I sold it is I bought an R5 II because I'm like 50-50. I'm 50% photography, 50% video. And honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I'm probably even more photography ended. I enjoy video a lot more, but I'm probably, maybe it's 60-40. And so I enjoyed the video functions of the R6 II, and I didn't have overheating issues. I remember doing 24p for 4 hours recording, connected to a my newer V-mount battery, and I didn't have any issues at all on that. So yeah, you'd have great video with that one. Let's see here. 28-70 f2 is the best photo lens ever. Not so good for video. Oh, is it loud? Is it slow? I've heard that. I have not owned the 28 to 70 f2. I was thinking I'd have to look back in the thing, but I think, or the chat, but I think he was talking about the 28 to 70 2.8, which is a good budget version lens, not an L series lens. But the 28 to 70 has always been tempting, except for its size. It's just too big. I don't need it. But yeah, I heard it isn't as fast either. No more gas. Yeah, we got to be satisfied, right? That's what the Bible says. Not have a wanting heart. You just got to be satisfied with the things you have. Fortunately, we live in a very materialistic world where things are just very easily obtainable for most. So, I got the 85 1.4 VC, I'm assuming VCM, VIM, VCM because of your review. Thank you. Oh, good. Well, I hope you got it because you wanted it and not because I said so. But I was just thinking about that today. I was on my way to a shoot and I'm thinking, I am very satisfied with my 50 1.4 VCM and my 85 VCM. That 85 is gorgeous. Boy, those photos, I mean, they make an amateur headshot photographer like myself with my wife, it makes it look good. It is a great lens. And I think the 1.2 is an overkill, but that's just me. It's not my bread and butter, obviously. Maybe if it is, the 1.2 is what you want, but I think the 1.4 is the best deal. Amen. Show over tell, yes. Sauna is actually more of a thing in, Finland. Okay, nice. Norway has the salmon export and world champion. Okay. Oh, skiers. Yes. Ooh. Gosh, because I love my tangents. What is that? That is Lillehammer, right? Is Lillehammer in Finland? Or where was or where was that? Was that Norway? Norway, was that it? Because I did watch that movie too, Lillehammer, or that series that was on Netflix for a while. I thought that was pretty good. Dark, but good. Oh, I just saw the live stream in the app and no notifications for some reason. Yeah, that's yeah, Joe. I'm assuming your name's Joe. I love you. You make great comments. Yeah. I didn't like give any warning of this live stream. I pretty much like said, hey, I'm going to go on in like a half hour or something like that. And then I did. It was impromptu. I had 5 shoots today. I didn't think I was even going to get on here. My kids happen to be over at their Nana and Papa's visiting right now, which they live actually pretty close to us. And so I thought, well, this would be the time to get on, and you can catch the beginning of the stream when I kind of go off on Canon firmware. And yeah, that was me, not happy. The battered wife that fell down the stairs. Yeah, I keep rehashing it, don't I? Jared is live. Yep. Hey, Mark. Do you ever explore cameras outside of Canon? Use a Leica or Fuji for photography? That's a great question. I am a man of habit. I don't like change at all. That being said, I'm willing to. I used to own a GH5, and that was actually strictly for video. And that was like 10 years ago now. And I liked the GH5 for video. So I always think if I were going to I'm not going to leave Canon because I'm too invested, too much money in Canon. That's why I'm always like that battered wife coming back. You know, they might not give me what I want. They may slap me around a little bit, but I'll keep coming back. But I'm too invested with the lenses and everything. But I wouldn't be against supplementing with a Lumix camera. I really wanted to love Sony. I don't know how many of you used to watch the Tony and Chelsea Northrup live stream. They used to do it every Thursday for multiple years. And I remember this was probably like 2014, 2015, somewhere back then. And, you know, they would talk about Sony all the time because Tony switched to Sony at that time. And I was like, wow, that Sony sounds really good. And it seemed like they had better options than Canon. And they were mirrorless and Canon wasn't. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I was always this close to buying a Sony. And then I borrowed my friend Tony's, who is also a YouTuber. And I just couldn't do it. I was just, and it wasn't the picture quality or anything. It was just like the ergonomics. I couldn't handle the buttons. Canon just has a really nice grip to it. It just feels good. And again, it's a tool. If you're going to be holding that tool all day long, you want it to feel good in the hands. So can both those tools produce good images? Yes. But do they feel good using? That's the different story. But I did like the way that the GH5 felt in the hand, and I'm sure they're better now 9 years later. So again, I just joked a few minutes back about the GH7. I think the GH7 would be hilarious if I bought the GH7 and did a micro four thirds test next to my full frame Canon. I don't know. Gosh, I love the GH5 when I had it. It didn't have phase detect, and now you have that with Lumix. So that is very tempting. FYI, the 28-70 isn't amazing, but it's definitely not for video. Focus breathing on the 28-70 f2 is horrible and heavy. I'm pretty sure that was just designed for photography. I mean, that was probably the main purpose, was for like wedding photographers and portrait photographers, is the 28-70. That was my impression when it was first released. Focus is not smooth and it is noisy. Yeah. I do like the 28-70 for a hard cam though, manual focusing. Andy, yes, Lilyhammer is the Netflix series shot in Lilyhammer. The actually name of the town, starring Norwegian actors alongside. I know I had to read subtitles darn fast in that series. Little Steven as the American mobster going into hiding. It was great. And then did they ever wrap it up? I felt like it just didn't get renewed for another season. I felt like there needed to be more done. At least kill everybody off. It got so dark at the end, but it was good. I loved it. After testifying against his associates. Yeah, that was, I don't even remember how I fell into watching that, because I think I watched one episode maybe with my wife, and then she wasn't interested, and then I just started binging it. And then I found out my mother-in-law was watching it, so then we talked about it all the time. Yeah, it was great. Great series. Gosh, I don't know if I have anything else to talk about. What do we got here? 5:30 Central Standard Time. Well, I don't even know. I need to learn. 27 people are watching this. That's cool. I have friends. I need to learn how to share these comments. So for those of you in the stream, for those of you that are watching this after the fact, if you can point me in the direction of screen sharing, and maybe I could just set it up on OBS directly in here. And then you guys can see the comments. So I do apologize for those that are watching after the fact and can't see the comments that I'm reading. I'll figure it out. I'm getting better at live streams. And if you want me to do more live streams, leave the comments out there. I'll try to have more focus. And rants, they're fun too. It's just I'm used to editing myself out pretty well. Hey, Jared, have a good night. Keep the funny videos coming, please. I will. There's going to be some funny ones. But I think that's all I got for this. But here's the thing. I'm in that awkward phase that, yeah, I don't know how to, oh, there it is. It says stop streaming. So again, video editor, photographer, not a streamer. I don't know. The streaming thing is, oh, thank you. Look at, I hung on just in time to get the super chat. That's very nice question. Does IBIS wobble only happen with 15 to 35? That's a great question. Well, you really wanted me to hang in there. And again, appreciate the super chat. It was very nice of you. Yes. No, it's both. It's the 14 to 35. So Here, give me a second. So right here, I've got the 14 to 35. The 15 to 35 is on the C80 right now. And especially at that 14 to 18 millimeters, the wobble is real on both of them. So it doesn't matter which one it is on the 14 to 35. It really doesn't have anything to do with the lens and everything to do with the camera itself. So on the R5 II, if you have the 15 to 35 or you have the 14 to 35, the IBIS wobble is real. If you put the 14 to 35 or the 15 to 35 on the C50, which doesn't have IBIS, or on the R5C or the C80, for example, and you're using the IS of the lens, it looks way, 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 way better. And that's why I wish you could just lock up that IBIS if you didn't want to use it and use IS instead. But Canon, and I don't know if it's something with the ergonomics, but Canon doesn't allow you to lock the IBIS and just use the IS of the lens. It's either all or nothing if you have an IS lens. So if you turn it off physically on your lens, the IS, then the wobble turns off, or the IBIS turns off too. So you can't just have one or the other. You have it all or nothing. That's why I do notice a huge difference when I am on a gimbal with my C50 if I want to use IS. But in all reality, if you're using something ultra wide and you're moving a lot, I would say just get, I mean, it might be in my link below, but you could get this. So I have, this one is the Scorp 3. Did it just accidentally turn on? The Scorp 3 is, in my opinion, almost as good, and it's only like $300. It's almost as good as the DJI, I can't even speak, DJI RS4 Pro, and the RS4 Pro is like $800, and this is $300. And this also has built-in LiDAR for tracking, so you can actually do it automatically. It comes with it. It's $300. I think it's in the link in the description below if you want to click on it and support me that way. But it didn't support my C80. It wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't work. I couldn't get it to mount well on here where I could on the RS4 Pro, but I will put this on here after I take the top handle off. I will put the C50 on, and you put on the 14 to 35, or you put on the 15 to 35, and there is like no wobble, you know, and you just turn off the IS as well, and it's just smooth. And that's the way I do my video walkthroughs of properties anyways. I will shoot at 60 frames per second, and then have it go down to 24 frames per second. And I think the R6 III now does have the slow fast built in, but all the cinema cameras do have the slow fast where you shoot at 60, but internally it automatically makes the file a 24 frames per second file, or the 23.978, whatever it is. And that way it automatically is in playback mode. It doesn't have sound, but is in playback in slow motion, which is nice because I don't need sound for my video walkthroughs of properties anyways. So did that answer your question? Hopefully that did. I'm gonna linger for a second, see if that helped. In an awkward waiting phase. We gotta wait for the seconds to go by. There's always like a small delay. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh, that's very nice of you. Does it happen at every focal point of those lenses, or is it only at certain point? I do have RS4 Pro, so good to know that offsets the wobble. Yes, it does. I have done, so to go back to answer this part first, at 14 millimeters with IS and IBIS on at the same time, it does offset the wobble. You might, though, get like a weird catch-up. It's not a wobble, but like where the sensor's like, because it doesn't necessarily know. I have found it easier just to turn it all off. And honestly, that's something I've only been doing over the last year probably, because I used to just be IBIS and IS on the gimbal, and it would be super smooth and look good. But sometimes I would have to cut the footage a little bit more often than normal because it would be like moving and then boop, cut. So yes, your RS4 Pro will totally offset that by a lot. You won't see the wobble. It should be unless you're walking really heavy and you're doing crazy things. But if you're doing a smooth walk, then you're not going to get the weird warping wobble. Now, to answer the other part of the question, it is not at the whole focal length. So I would say the 14 to 35, you're probably looking at about 14 to 20. Maybe 24, up to 24, but anything 24 to 35, you don't get the wobble. Same thing with the 15 to 35 as well. You won't get the wobble there either. So yeah, so at 24 to 35, you're probably the safest. I think 20 as well. I turn off IS on my R6 II Tamron. I missed my Tamron 24 to 70 G2. The hitch he's talking about when you stop moving or change directions doesn't come often. But when it does, it's annoying. Yes. Yeah, it doesn't come often. And usually when I'm in a property and say I'm going on the outskirts of a living room and I'm behind a couch or something and I'm doing this, if I come to a stop, it seems to like do that. So it's almost like as long as you keep moving, just know that when you're doing a cut, that you're going to probably cut before you do that stop, because then you're going to get that weird catch up with it. Oh, hey, thanks again. That was very nice. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do it because I love it. Not for the big bucks, but thank you. That does help. Every little penny helps and encourages me that I'm doing something right. So, oh look, I didn't realize I could do hearts on all of these. I don't know if you noticed, but everybody gets a star when you make comments in my videos, as long as they're nice. I like to heart you all because you're all so great. But I think this was a successful stream. I think I did well. I'm going to pat myself right there on the back. It started out with a rant, ended with some super chats. Appreciate it. And 2026 will probably be the year that I do live streams on a regular basis to touch base with you all. Also, I can't talk about every single thing or get every single video out there. And so it's just a nice supplement, but I will do better if that helps. And who knows, maybe we'll have a Christmassy one impromptu. I'll try to give more warning though for this next one. But yeah, that being said, I think I am going to, oh, hey, thank you. Some incentive to do this again. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, that's all right. Oh my gosh, you guys are so kind. Ah, Tom, thank you. Yes, I will do more of them. As I'm trying to leave, I get more comments. Let's see here. The comments are on the side of the screen when you are live. Oh, you can see them. Yeah, you can see them now. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Joining too late, back to the graveyard. Yeah. We'll have more graveyard shots. Winter graveyard shots are fun. They look good. They're very spooky. They're fun. Yes, happy holidays to you too. You didn't miss it. Just watch it in the rerun. It'll be good. Yes. I have a nice rant in the beginning, and then it's just me, unfiltered. Maybe that's what I'll start calling it, Jared Unfiltered. But yeah, hey, I appreciate the super chats. I don't take any of that stuff lightly. I didn't even know what a super chat was until like, a couple months ago. So I don't make a ton of money at all on YouTube. It has become just a passion to be able to talk about and nerd out on gear and techniques and everything. And that will be 2026 will be more on how I utilize my gear and less on the gear that we could buy, if that makes sense. And I think that's going to be more useful to all of you as well, that we can start enjoying our gear instead of just talking about the specs of our gear. We can talk about what they are, but then how to use them, it's a different story. So I think that'll be fun. All right, just making sure I didn't miss anything. Thanks for the South Carolina. Oh, warmer weather. We are cold and wet and snowy here. Needs to last until I'm done at Walgreens. Hey, watch. Oh, you probably were here in the beginning. Yeah, just rewatch it. Oh, man, that's awesome. Earbuds, huh? They're fun. All right. I appreciate you all, and Merry Christmas. I will talk to you all soon.